Hey, it's Brian Mudd. This is my cheat sheet for Siete de Mayo. Doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? All right, hope you had a great weekend. And if you were so inclined, the Sunfest deal. All right, so let's get right to it. Lots on the economy, world economy, energy. So where are we heading here right now? Well, remember this old saying that I had from a few years back during the midst of the dark days of the economic collapse? Hey, the good thing about a bad economy is that stuff gets cheaper. There is that. All right, so we've seen the slowdown in economic growth, which was kind of crystallized for us in the weak job numbers that we received on Friday. But again, as a loyal cheat sheet follower and listener, you know that we've been talking about this for some time. I've been forecasting slower economic growth, including those jobs numbers. So where to from here? Well, as you've seen the world economy slowing, not just here in the U.S., you're starting to see oil and energy prices come down some too. In fact, as I record this morning, we're actually seeing unleaded refined gasoline, the stuff at the wholesale level that your gas station buys before the markups, it go out the door at under $3 a gallon. It's the first time we've seen that level since late January, very early February. Or in other words, this morning we're at $3.85 per gallon nationally. We could actually see another 25 cents per gallon come off at the pump over the next 2 to 3 weeks if we hold these current prices down here. And part of the reason that we're seeing the oil prices slide as much as we have, even over the last couple of days, has to do with the European elections. Of course, we got a new socialist that's heading up France. In Greece, no political party ended up winning a majority, so they're pretty much just going to be a mess over there and not going to be able to agree on anything and get anything done. So Greece will continue to be what Greece has been, which is just a big Greece ball, a mess, which we know. All right, so let's project this forward a little bit. Let's talk about the next piece of this. Something that's somewhat interesting. Gas prices haven't impacted us quite as much as they have in previous years, and part of that, fuel efficiency. When we take a look back, April over April, for example, we see that the average car we're driving was 5% more fuel efficient. We were getting just over 22 miles per gallon on average in April 2011. Coming out of April 2012, that's over 23 miles per gallon. So as we become more fuel efficient, these swings we see, sometimes up towards $4 per gallon, we are insulated just a little bit from that, impacting our overall economy. But let me go back to Europe. So Europe's a mess, right? We see European markets that are down anywhere from 2 to 3% pretty much on back of what happened over the weekend in those elections and the fear that you're going to have spending get out of control and further the debt crisis. What happens if Europe just enters a depression? What happens to our economy? All right, if Europe just did not exist and we didn't do business with them, our economy, you might be surprised, would actually only tank by about 3%. Europe only really does impact us directly by about 3.1% of our overall economy. Now, that does tell you that if Europe goes to hell in a handbasket, we are back into recession. Remember that our economy in the fourth quarter grew at 3%, and the first quarter grew at just 2.2%. And remember, my projections were for 2.3 when everybody was saying it was going to be close to 3 again. Well, I'm at 1.6% for the current quarter we're in, a further slowing. And if that's the case, obviously, if Europe does have problems, it can slow us down enough to where we could potentially re-enter a recession. Now, I'm not expecting that to happen, but that's the worst case scenario. All right, some other things real quick. This one's for my dear wife, Ashley. The first big commercial chain pizza place beyond Mellow Mushroom, talking national now, Domino's is on board with gluten-free crust. Gluten intolerance is a problem that a lot of people have always had. Like Ashley was misdiagnosed her entire life. She just figured out 2 Januaries ago that she actually had gluten intolerance. It's estimated that up to 5% of the population could actually have the food allergy to gluten, which can be serious. In some cases, can lead to celiac disease, in which case you can't even have topical exposure to gluten products. Nevertheless, Domino's getting on board with the gluten-free crust will bring pizza back to many who have not been able to enjoy it since they were diagnosed with their gluten intolerance and or celiac. Got more information on the physical cheat sheet today. Go there to see how Amtrack is getting on board with the iPhone. More economic information. That is a cheat sheet for today. Enjoy yours. We'll see you tomorrow.